The BMF empire has reportedly fractured after Big Meech allegedly cut ties with his son, Lil Meech, over an alleged $10 million theft. Insiders claim Big Meech stated he could no longer support Lil Meech after uncovering financial moves that allegedly siphoned millions from BMF accounts and business deals associated with the family name. This fallout comes after months of rumors about mismanaged funds connected to the BMF brand. Sources allege that Lil Meech leveraged his father's legacy to secure side deals, endorsements, and business ventures while excluding key individuals who helped build the organization. For Big Meech, this was viewed as the ultimate betrayal, adding more fuel to the situation. 50 Cent, who previously hinted at financial misconduct and questionable dealings, now appears validated in the eyes of many. Social media is filled with reactions such as 50 tried to warn him and BMF is falling apart right before our eyes.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He's been working with them for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting it, it'd be on CNN.
In this story's unfolding chaos, Big Meech's explosive line, "The loyalty ain't there no more. We're done," sends shockwaves tearing through the hip-hop world. An empire once defined by power, unity, and brotherhood is now cracking right down the middle. And the split between father and son feels like the final blow, with 50 Cent watching from the sidelines, Rick Ross tied into huge BMF-connected deals, and Lil Meech refusing to break his silence. The legacy of the Black Mafia family is hanging on by a thread. Tensions erupt when Meech fires off a threatening message to 50, warning him to stop talking about his son or deal with the fallout. This comes moments after 50 drops a stunning video that appears to show Lil Meech reporting his longtime friend to the police and letting that same friend take the heat. What pushes the situation over the edge is that the friend, now free and furious, is siding with 50, claiming he paid the price because Lil Meech turned on him for months. 50 has been publicly taking aim at both father and son, and now it seems Meech has hit his breaking point. If 50 keeps applying pressure, the situation could spiral into something far uglier than anyone expects. The entire storm reignited when 50 released a wild piece of body cam footage, the kind of clip that freezes the entire internet and everything since it's been unraveling at full speed. Allegedly shows Lil Meech betraying his sound friend during a tense traffic stop.
He's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out after the fact.
And the story is unfolding chaos. The video shows Lil Meech's associate getting arrested while shouting that Meech sold him out, right there in front of the officers. The footage captures Meech sitting in the back of a patrol car as both men are detained. Tension spikes when an officer announces they've located a firearm, and Meech casually leans forward and asks, "Did you discover the other stuff?" That single line sends the whole scene into a tailspin the moment he says it. The officers immediately decide to dig deeper, even though they had already made it clear that the firearm itself wasn't their top priority. Meech's careless question triggers an even more aggressive search, turning a bad situation into a disaster. But things get darker. The same friend who ended up doing time after Meech's betrayal recently stepped forward and blew the whole story open on Instagram, using the exact body cam footage that had the internet in chaos. Going by the name 3 Luck, he posted a series of pictures showing him and Lil Meech together during better days. Before everything fell apart, alongside the photos, he accused Meech of snitching to the police, leaving him to face charges connected to firearms and narcotics. In one of his captions, 3 Luck wrote, "The reason I had to go do Fed time. See this? I hate fake dudes like Lil Meech. My trials of life are supposed to be real, but
do BMF immortal." And it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh, wow.
Instead of it being from the actual hustler side or the aspirational side.
The message spoke volumes about 3 Luck's rage, and he didn't stop there. He fired shots at Big Meech too, accusing him of raising someone weak and calling Lil Meech a straight-up lame. He claimed Lil Meech let him take the fall for the gun and the substances, while he was knocked out asleep in the car, completely unaware of what was going on. He also made it clear that 50 Cent backed him for exposing Lil Meech as a snake. In another post, 3 Luck said Lil Meech once apologized and promised to pay him back, but according to him, those promises meant absolutely nothing. He kept venting, writing, "Why are you asking 12? Did they get the guns and the other stuff off me?" That in a former telling, he explained that the only reason he even stuck around Lil Meech was because he thought he was loyal, solid, and worth riding for. Instead, he said he learned Lil Meech was the exact opposite. 3 Luck added that he burned through heavy money on lawyers and bonds fighting charges he says came from someone he once considered a brother. Meanwhile, Lil Meech kept his image spotless, at least publicly, while reportedly spiraling into pills and distractions behind the scenes. For 3 Luck, the betrayal was deeper than charges or time served. It was about loyalty shattered beyond repair. The story took an even heavier turn when he revealed he lost not only money from his business, but also precious years of his child's life, all because of Lil Meech's alleged betrayal. He tied it all back to one of Big Meech's old sayings, writing, "These are the same dudes that say death before dishonor. That's just words like I love you." His message was crystal clear. The code that was supposed to mean everything had turned into empty talk. So far, Lil Meech has remained completely silent on the accusations. But one person wasted zero time jumping into the chaos: 50 Cent. As always, 50 slipped right into troll mode. He reposted a screenshot from Power star Michael Rainey Jr.'s Instagram, where Michael clowned Lil Meech, captioning it, "I'm proud of you, Michael. I looked at your page, lol. See what happens when you don't use drugs and spend all your money on Chrome Hearts jeans."
He came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before even acting was even a thought. And my dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was lined around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, "Hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad." And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it. You know, I just didn't know if I could.
Only hours later, 50 doubled down. He reposted the infamous body cam video of Lil Meech allegedly selling out his own friend, this time adding screenshots of 3 Luck's posts just to twist the knife. Alongside the clip, he wrote, "How are you gonna throw your strap and drugs on your man's lap while he's asleep? Like here, this year's lol." The internet exploded instantly. But 50 still wasn't done. He came back again with another brutal post, sharing a photo from a BMF performance and aiming the caption straight at Meech. First, he went to the airport with a gun and panic. Now, he is on tape telling his friends, 50 really don't give an EF.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
They ain't telling nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
Okay, so 50 Cent blasted Lil Meech and posted video footage and evidence of him allegedly snitching on his security. The security, who ended up taking the fall for everything, said that he was asleep when Lil Meech threw everything.
The airport jab was a callback to another leaked clip, Lil Meech's 2020 arrest. In that incident, the TSA found an unloaded gun in his suitcase, even though he didn't have a license for it at the time. That moment alone had already cracked his image, but combined with the new body cam footage, things looked even worse. What made the airport arrest so bizarre was Lil Meech's defense. Even at 23, he tried to argue that he wasn't legally an adult, almost like age alone could wipe away responsibility. The excuse only made the situation more embarrassing. Then came the classic celebrity meltdown, the "do you know who I am" moment. He shouted his name like fame was supposed to magically fix the problem. Instead, it just added to the humiliation, of course. This was prime material for 50 Cent, with the body cam clip already setting the internet on fire. The airport meltdown gave him premium ammo for his trademark Instagram trolling, and he wasted none of it. But the situation escalated even further when Big Meech finally stepped in after 50 began, dragging both father and son, calling out Lil Meech's alleged snitching while blasting Big Meech for failing as a parent, the elder. Meech posted a response. He uploaded a set of photos of himself and Lil Meech with the defiant caption, "Nothing can stop us. We are all the way up." On the surface, it looked like unity, but the whispers behind the scenes suggested something else. Rumor had it Big Meech privately reached out to one of 50's long-standing associates. Some insiders claimed it was an attempt to de-escalate behind closed doors. Others believed it was a warning delivered off the record. Either way, it proved this feud had moved far beyond petty trolling. It had become a chess match between two powerful names with deep history. According to those same whispers, the private message from Big Meech was short, sharp, and straight to the point. "Tell him to stop playing with my son, or else." Big Meech rarely issues threats publicly, which made this alleged message feel even more intense. Tension behind the scenes kept rising, and even producers connected to the BMF series were rumored to be quietly distancing themselves, nervous that the drama might spill off the screen and into real life. That alone showed how explosive the situation had become. But it's important to understand why 50 Cent lit this fire in the first place. Things started earlier this year when Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross, one of 50's biggest lifelong rivals. That one move set 50 off immediately. He responded by accusing Big Meech of cooperating with the feds, claiming his reduced sentence under the First Step Act wasn't legit. and hinting that he must have snitched. He even posted screenshots through Tammy Cowens to push the narrative. But here's the problem, nothing in the official record says Big Meech cooperated. He served 27 of his 30 years, and the reduction came from federal guideline changes, not testimony. Big Meech addressed the rumor directly in a rare jail interview, saying that if he had ever cooperated, it would have been national news decades ago. Still, the debate kept raging. Some fans argued 50 had no right to label Big Meech a rat after nearly 30 years behind bars. Others claimed Big Meech teaming up with Rick Ross was the ultimate betrayal, especially since 50 financially supported his family during his incarceration and gave Lil Meech his acting career through the BMF series. That mix of loyalty, betrayal, and pride is what keeps this entire storm spinning with no signs of slowing down. 50 also insisted the real issue wasn't Rick Ross, it was Andy. He said Big Meech grew uncomfortable with how close he and Lil Meech had become, almost jealous of the bond they built. He claimed that Lil Meech trusted him more than his own father, and that Big Meech couldn't handle it. According to 50, this jealousy pushed Big Meech to cut off his son's financial support entirely. Then came the wildest accusation. 50 claimed Lil Meech had a serious breakdown from substance abuse during BMF filming, and that he, not Big Meech, was the one who got him into rehab. He wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech don't do drugs. He's telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Meech chill, stop spending all your money. He tells him how much money he blew. People don't know I had to send Meech to rehab." That post flipped the entire narrative, painting 50 as the only one trying to save Lil Meech from the edge, even on set. Controversy followed. Rumors surfaced that actor Russell Horn's blood pressure spiked during filming, and he began throwing up during a weapons test. Then Ian allegedly said someone found whippets in a truck, adding more confusion and suspicion to the environment around Lil Meech. When Lil Meech first got his breakout role in BMF, he repeatedly said he was lost until 50 stepped in, paying for acting classes, mentoring him, and shaping his path. But despite that opportunity, reports claim he blew through $5 million in just 3 years, spending recklessly on jewelry, exotic cars, and designer clothes instead of building stability. Too many. It looked like he fumbled a golden chance. That's why 50's attacks hit so hard. He wasn't just criticizing, he was calling out what he believed was wasted potential, self-destructs, and a betrayal of loyalty. But the backlash didn't go one way. Voices close to the Flannery camp said 50 is being a hypocrite, choosing who gets labeled a snitch based on personal feelings instead of facts. The biggest question floating through this entire feud is simple. Did 50 go too far this time? Was calling Big Meech a rat just revenge for the Rick Ross connection? Or was it another round of 50's brutal trolling, one that spiraled way beyond entertainment? With threats flying, alliances shifting, and reputations on the line, this saga is nowhere near over. And if you're following this breakdown and want more explosive updates that shake hip-hop culture to its core, make sure you like this video and subscribe for the next chapter, because this story is only getting crazier from here.